Okay, welcome back to another episode of Over the Shoulder. As you always know, like, subscribe, share, comment. Who do you think we have sitting on this side of the seat this time? If you want to be sitting on this side of the seat at this time, you gotta you gotta tell me, you gotta comment about it. And so, with the person I currently have sitting beside me, they have definitely been on Over the Shoulder before. They will definitely be on Over the Shoulder again because we have been rocking and rolling just for years now at this point. I really always appreciate her energy, her talent. Just she's one of the sweetest souls that I ever have had the pleasure of working with, Miss Tatiana.
Oh, thank you, Enoch. Likewise. You only see those qualities in me because they're in you.
Oh, I'm a reflection. Everything you are is a reflection of me, and everything I am is a reflection of you.
Yep. Life is just a mirror. That's it.
Okay, we could dive down into that. We do a whole podcast about that.
Oh, yeah. Because this movie was damn near a mirror.
Okay, this movie was damn near a mirror. All right, so
yeah.
You played Shaunna. So how was this Shaunna a mirror for you?
In a lot of ways. I think her ability to really look at someone and kind of see them, I think that I have that with people that I'm really close with people that I really love. I think I'm able to really be like, no, you ain't reached that potential yet. I see who you really are, and I think that that's how Shaunna was with Marvin.
Okay, so now I got to do a quick therapy session. So, what do you see in this guy right here?
Oh, you already know. I feel like you're very sure of who you are. I think that you have like this very quiet confidence about you, but you know that you are like super powerful. I think you know that about yourself, right? I hope you do because your energy is so potent. And I feel like you could just walk into a room and infect everybody in it. Yeah, you definitely have that power for sure.
I heard it from Tatiana LaJoy, not me. So when that gets played back in the the reel, just that definitely is making it to the reel for Instagram.
It's got to.
I appreciate that.
Is this the truth? It's definitely the truth. That's why we've had our connection for so long, and we've been able to like build such a great friendship. I think is because of your energy. Like, I'd be like, oh, I need some Enoch. I need some Enoch right now. It's literally a noun. Your energy is a noun. It's a thing.
I appreciate that. Okay, wow. Okay, so you're reading Shaunna's character. I send you over the script. So first of all, I send you over the script and I say, hey, Tati, I want you to play Shaunna. So what do you think about her and what's going through your mind as you're like reading through her character?
As I was reading Shaunna's character, first of all, I just saw the parallels. I was like, wow, this is a girl that really cares about people. She's empathetic and sympathetic, and I guess that goes in line with her her job. She's a mental health coach, right? So I think that there is a little bit of that obviously seeps into her personality and her daily life. It's who she is. But I think at the base of it, she's also just very, very sensitive herself. And I feel like she tries to cover that sensitivity by always being the problem solver. And I don't know if I can necessarily relate to that. You might actually be able to relate to that part of it.
A little bit of Shaunna is in me.
Yeah. And I can see why you wrote her that way. And I think that that's kind of how I aspire to be. I think a lot of times I have a lot going on in my life and I tend to just like, suck my energy back into myself and I lose sight of like my other relationships a little bit. And I don't think that she makes that mistake. So that's one thing that I took from her where I'm like, ooh, I want to be better about that as far as my relationships. But where I could relate to her is her ability to be sympathetic and empathetic. She's super just able to relate and put herself in somebody else's shoes and be and feel that completely. So that's what I loved about her the most.
Yeah, I always say like when I was writing Shaunna's character, there are a few moments in there that like are directly related to like me, like that scene where she's at Stanley's, she's looking at or Marvin's art and stuff like that. I actually had that moment with the piece of art on there, and so like that was actually like I said that before. Wow. But when I was writing Shaunna's character, when I did Stanley's Marvin's Over the Shoulder, I kind of told him that Marvin was a lot of me. Like sometimes like with my communication, like I communicate a lot through my art. Like you read my films, you can kind of just, you really know who I am and stuff like that. But sometimes I'm actually in a relationship. It's a little bit harder for me to use my words, tell about my feelings, do all that kind of stuff. So
Really?
when I was writing Shaunna's character, what really helped me is that like I realized I want a woman like Shaunna. Like I want a woman to be able to love, like fight for my love. Like don't allow, and then even like using the mask for Marvin and stuff like that. All that was very symbolic of just
Yep.
you having that mask on and just not allowing the vulnerabilities to be with the person you love. And like she's
Man.
constantly ripping that off of Marvin, and like that's what I want from, you know, the woman I love. I want her to constantly rip off my mask. I know you're going to be vulnerable. I'm going to make you talk. I'm going to make you communicate. And because this is work.
Yep.
You know, this is, you know, we don't want to deal with the childish stuff. We want to like, so even going back to you seeing Little Marvin and stuff like that, like all of that was very intentional because you're seeing how this grown man is still that little boy.
Still a kid. Still that little boy. And she sees that, you know? And I know that there's so many people in his life that he probably interacts with maybe even closer than he does with her. And they might not see that. So I think that's the beauty of Shaunna is that she's able to be like, no, come on, take off that mask. Don't play around with me. Like, we here to like really do this thing. We're not here to play around.
And then what's really cool about her character is that not only does she see it, because people around him, you know, we have the Erica and Greg character who see it as well.
But they leech.
They leech. So it's about she sees it and she tries to pour into it as opposed to suck away from it.
Yep.
And then that's always very important. Just I always tell people like, particularly with like dealing with Black men, I always say like what's so big for us is having a safe space. Like having someone I can just talk to, because when you're a Black man, we're very put as a monolithic type of being. Like there's this idea of what the best Black man is. So then like that's not what we are, like as a whole, as in general. And so when we talk about feelings, it's like, whoa, you're being weak. Whoa, you're not protecting. Whoa, you're not a man.
Right.
And like it gets so quick for us. So like it's so easy for you see us laughing. It's like, oh, well, why is he laughing? Or why is he smiling? And it's like we see that so much as weakness, and it's just like it's systematic. It's from the society and all this kind of stuff. So it really becomes important for like to have that level of Black boy joy. And like I was saying, as I was telling Stanley about Marvin, I was like, his character is all about Black boy joy. You see like the joy is constantly getting ripped from him just from his environment, from his people and stuff like that. And then at the end of the movie, you see him with her and you see that joy there. And like that was really what, like all the conversation I was having with him, I was like, that's what I need.
Yep, and that peace. I feel like it really is the peace too, right? Like that scene right at the end when they're walking off, like she's watching his back. He doesn't even turn around because he's just like, you know, out of sight, out of mind. I have my peace. And then it shows, you know, the power of Black love and her to be able to protect him. I think that was the biggest thing. That was my favorite thing about the film, just the Black love element. And, you know, how sometimes you might battle each other at the time because it really is growing pains that you go through, you know, but having that person with you that'll stick by you, even when you're being a total asshole. Let's be real.
I mean, we are going to be our lower form of selves from time to time.
Yep.
Like when you choose to love someone, you know, we want to think that this person's always a higher self.
Yeah.
But nah, you're going to get glimpses of it. There's going to be like 20% of the time you might be that person. The other 20% you're going to be the lower self, and then the other, 60% you're going to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's love. That's a relationship. That's the battle. So can you love my lower self?
Can you love my lower self, my highest self, and everything in between? Can you love me in my totality and not just like my potential too?
Yeah. Oh, we don't do potential anymore around here.
Yeah.
Because you can be potentially disappointing. So
that part.
We don't do potential. It's either you got it. It's what have you done for me lately? What it is, all that kind of stuff. You don't do potential no more.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the point in that? Yeah.
Okay. So as you're reading the script and you're going through, what was a moment in reading the script you were like, oh, I can't wait to shoot this scene?
I'm trying to think of my favorite moment. You know, it was actually the scene where me and Marvin had our heart to heart. When I told him the moment that I fell in love with him, where I was looking at the art and I was telling him about.
You killed that scene too.
Oh, thank
you. Everyone who has seen, like, when they see that, they like, oh my God.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yes, they fell in love with you in that scene. And
Mm-hmm.
you did that scene.
That scene was so great because there's just so many nuances and layers to it. Like telling somebody the reason why you fell in love with them is like such a deep connection, you know, telling them exactly why you love them and not just the good things, But she was explaining, I love you because of the ugly things that I saw. I love you because of every single facet of you I found interesting, intriguing, and something that I could grow to love. And now I finally do. It was a beautiful, beautiful message. So I love that. That was my favorite.
Yeah,
To
that
dive
was-
into that was a gift.
That was
for
my
sure.
favorite scene that I wrote in it. I literally wrote the entire script around that. Your monologue about love is work.
Wow.
Like that was like, I knew that's literally, if we had to say what's the point of this film, just listen to that monologue and that's the point of the film right there.
That really is it, because it's his parents and then it was them.
Love is work.
Love is work.
Love is work. And it's not, and it's like, again, we live this Instagram lifestyle where we think about like, oh, I want to be her because you see she's on a beach or she's getting flowers or this and that. And you see this couple having this good time. And it's like, that's the reward. That's not the relationship.
Right.
That's we've battled through Monday through Friday for Saturday to be this.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It reminds me of that saying where people say you're supposed to date hard and then marriage is supposed to be easy. And people look at it the total opposite way around, just like everything else in life. Totally opposite, you know? It is supposed to be work. And I hate to use work in such a negative expression because
it doesn't have to be
it
negative.
doesn't have to be negative.
You get to work. You get to be in love. You get to explore this person and they get to explore you.
Yeah.
Like that's a privilege. Like work is like, and then at the end of the day, your passions, every single thing that we love, we have to put a deep layer of work. If you don't love something until you've exhausted yourself through working. Like I said,
That's so true.
you love acting. I love directing and stuff like that. Think about you just did audition before this. I got clients I got to do after like all of those levels, but we're here. We're having this conversation because we love what we do.
Do you really love something if you don't put in the work?
No, you don't. You know, that's why I always tell people like, I don't, when people, especially if you're looking at a romantic side, if you can't make time for me, if I can't make time for you, this and that, like, you don't want this.
Then you want it.
You don't want this.
Because you make time.
You make time for the things that you want to make time for.
That's so true.
Like, so when people say, oh, I'm busy, it's like, okay, cool, you can be busy, but this is how I like to look at responses. When I like someone, and I know how my schedule is, I'm always busy. But I'm like, okay, I am busy at this time, but I have openings here, here, and here.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to fit you into this chaotic world that is my life because I want to make you a priority.
Yeah, you always have openings.
You always.
Can always make time. You can always cut maybe a few hours of sleep and spend some time there. You can always
make those sacrifices for the people who you truly want to be with. So that's why I don't deal with when people are like, oh, I'm too busy and they don't actually make like a plan. See, I'm like, all right, cool. You don't want me in your life.
Right,
it's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
No
it's
hard
cool.
feelings.
No, it's cool. You know, I wish the best for you, but that's it.
Yep. Yeah. Now at least I know where you stand.
Exactly.
You can always tell by people's actions.
There you go. And so, so as you were watching the film, what was probably your favorite moment in the film? Actually, now that you get to see it and you get to see it's not just words on paper. It's not you being on set. You saw the final product.
Oh, it was definitely that arguing scene.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was the favorite one to watch because it was all improv. It was all just, and I think improv is like my favorite thing to do when I'm acting because it just.
Me and Stanley said it. I don't think I'm ever getting in an argument with you, Tati. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that because you were too good. I was, all right, cut before they get mad for real.
That's it. It took us like 5 minutes to shoot that scene because we were just like going at it. Yeah, and Stanley, I think I actually offended him at one point. I think I said something like, common sense ain't so common now, is it?
Nah, it was all acting.
So good. So good.
That was a beautiful, beautiful scene.
It was.
Yeah, that was actually one of the scenes when I was like writing it and like I couldn't wait to shoot it because I knew I wanted that outside scene, like where you just looking in, you just see the arguing and stuff like that. And I knew I wanted to kind of like cut and be kind of muted. And I think that I don't know how many of the people who watched it caught on to this detail, but like I started using a lot of like white noise in that scene where you two were arguing. And then
I think I did notice that.
So it's like because it's like white noises happening like in war. When you like get a bombs going off, you get this white noise, and then ringing. Also when he goes back to his parents, that white noise is playing as well. And I'm trying to give it like he's arguing like his parents did. Like that's like another layer of the art that I'm trying to like tell that story for you to connect. That connect the dots. He's doing the same thing his parents did.
Right.
So his same way his dad was probably pushing his mom away, and his mom like he's doing the exact same thing. He is his father.
Right. History just repeating itself. Yeah, no matter how hard you try, sometimes, and I think that's the best part about healing and why it was so important for Marvin to heal. Because if you don't heal, you're just going to repeat the same things over and over. That's the only way that history repeats itself is through ignorance.
Ooh, that's a bar.
Oh,
History repeats itself. It's through ignorance.
Through
I like that.
ignorance.
You know, every single time you come over here, you leave with a nice little bar.
a little something, spray a little something on there.
Okay. So for the final question, I would say, final question would be, all right, so this is the longest piece I've done. We've worked obviously together many, many times.
Yes.
So what did you think in terms of like me in this level? Like, I feel like this was a growth spurt for me, if I have to say, like doing this big project and coming out the way it did, having so many hands involved.
Yes.
So what did you think about all of that?
Oh, I thought that it was great. I love the process, especially before we started filming, how you had us write that one pager and how you really want us to get involved with the characters. This one was definitely a lot quicker and there was a lot more going on. So it was a lot of moving parts. It was a lot of like just energies and people tired and just stuff going on. But it was so worth it in the end. Like when I see the final project, I see the growth, even just from our last project that we did earlier this year. I see the growth. And I know that this project is a little bit longer, but even if it was shorter, I could see like how much thought you put into just the script writing, the character development, the relationships are so rich. The modifications that you made too were just like so on point. Cause I remember the first time, like reading the first draft all the way to the third, it's just like, yeah, a lot more meat and potatoes in there. So it was really good, Nina. You outdid yourself on this one.
I appreciate that.
I can't wait to see like what kind of festivals pick it up and what happens to it from here on out. Cause I think it's a really, really good film. Like seeing it afterwards, I'm just like, ooh. Because I miss certain scenes, you know, because I'm not in them.
Yeah, you and I.
So to see like the whole thing like together cohesively, the different moments with Tamara, what's her character? Erica, right?
Yeah, she was Erica's character. Yep.
Erica and Marvin together. It was just like chef's kiss. You know, all of the balances within it, like the comedic relief, the intimacy between Marvin and Shaunna. It's just like they didn't even need to actually like kiss or anything.
And that's why I tell people, like when you're writing or when you're intentional, intimacy has nothing to do with really physicality at all.
Nothing.
It's literally like I have seen people in love and they are across the room and you can tell that they love each other. You can tell and they are having a moment and it's like, damn, do I need to get a room?
I know.
And it's
I've
like,
seen that.
You've seen that before. And it's like, so when people, you know, I'm very intentional about like, if I write a sex scene or I write like a very intimate scene, like it really has to aid the story because why else would I do it? It's just...
It's pointless.
It's really pointless.
You want to do it just so the audience can see you kiss? Like...
it's with sex does sell. So I do get why like things like Power, like they always are going to have those scenes because...
Right.
You know, what was that show? With Swarm, when we saw Chloe getting clapped in the back. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yep.
It made the show go viral instantly. True. So it's just true. Was that a necessary scene for the story? You know, people can argue about this and that, but I get why you did. I mean, but it doesn't, but for me, I'm like, I always think about the art and I'm thinking about what am I trying to do? I'm not trying to just like, I try to give the audience and people more credit.
Right.
That we're not just like, I don't go, it's like the reptilian part of our brain. The reptilian is very primal. It's very sex, violence, all of that type of stuff. So I don't give those the cheap thrills and stuff like that. I try to, you know, we're humans. We've evolved past that for a reason. Yeah,
so. I agree. It's time to like think more critically and how can you create art or a message that still gives those elements, but it's pure. Yeah. You know?
It's like at the end of the day with this film, I'm trying to help Black men and Black women in our relationship. And what is the thing that society always does with Black male, Black women relationships? They sexualize it. They're always sexualizing Black women. They're always sexualizing Black men. Like that's the one thing we don't ever have to worry about in society. We know we can make some babies. We can sell some sex. It's in every single thing. So it's like it becomes actually a layer of difficulty to show intimacy without. So it would be easier just to like throw you and Marvin in the bed and this and that, and then be like, oh, okay, yeah, of course they're in love because they're having sex. Like,
right.
But to see you like even like your improv gestures of like take this mask off and you're just rubbing on his beard and stuff like that. Like that was just so beautiful. And we're talking about this mask and all this kind of stuff. So I really appreciated just
Agreed.
those little small details. I'm just like, I can't write that into the script, but you embody that from a character. That was
Thank
chef's
you.
kiss. Like, people have loved your portrayal of Shaunna.
Really?
They have absolutely loved it. Everyone was
it.
like, but Tati is Shaunna, but Tati is Shaunna. Every single person, like, at the premiere, but Tati is Shaunna. I was like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could have been there for that.
It's okay. We might do another one. I might premiere it in the February party.
You think so?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? I mean,
it's like a great.
February is like, it's love, this and that, just a love story. I might go ahead and just, especially if it's in the festival by that time. Like, wait, it's in the festival. I'll just, I'm thinking I might actually do, for the February party, maybe like 2 hours worth of like releases. Cause like I was thinking about the read files earlier. I'm definitely have that shot, at least 2 episodes done. So I'm premiering that.
Nice.
I have this new idea called Versus that I might be premiering. I'll tell you about that off camera too.
Okay.
So yeah, so I know so why not?
Nice. Versus like the same type of verses, but maybe with music.
No,
movies?
It's VERSES. So like a verse, but like if you have multiple verses, like in a song, yeah. But it's I'm playing on the verses as well, though. It's like a double entendre.
Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. I'm excited to hear about that.
I got you. I got you. But Tati, I just want to say that it's always a pleasure working with you, and you did so amazing as Shaunna. You were the absolute perfect Shaunna.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to our next project so much.
Me too. Cause my pen is heavy right now. I really want to start. Yeah, I'm getting back into it.
And as I was telling everyone who's been on this, is that like, we're Fire Nation. We work together. It's like, and I was telling people, don't necessarily depend upon me to move the needle forward. Like I am. Listen, I got the projects ready, but like, hey, give me a call. Like,
it works both ways.
It works both ways. Like I really do appreciate you, and like I'm always down to create some art. So I know like Caitlin has stuff that she's ready to start working on. Riku has stuff that she's starting to work on. Stanley's out here. I'm like,
we all ready. Just
give me a call. Like this is the same way I give y'all a card. Give me a call, and like we're gonna make it happen. Like I love doing this. Like let's make some art. Let's make some dope shit.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
So, this has been another episode of Over the Shoulder. As always, you gotta like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta share, you gotta comment. You want to be sitting on this side of the seat like, the beautiful Tatiana LaJoy? If you do, you gotta work. We gotta have a project. So, hit me up. We can make something. It's all about scaling right now for Mountaintop Studio. So, we're looking for writers. We're looking for talent. We're looking for crew. All those things and above. And as I always say on Over the Shoulder, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.